Hey everyone, and welcome to Chapter 1 of my new fanfiction, The Secrets Beneath. This takes place about a month after Season 5, so if you haven't watched the finale, I suggest you go and watch that before reading this so you're not confused. This fanfiction is based on my theories for Season 6. In this fanfic, part of Gabriel's wish is for Adrian to only remember the times that Gabriel was a good father. It's manipulative and stupid, I know. So you'll see at first, Adrian doesn't remember why he was upset with his father exactly. It's going to be aggravating at first, but trust me, it won't last forever. Also, I am associating a song with every chapter that you can listen to before, during, or after. In the future, some of these songs will be turned into animatics for the fanfic. You are currently listening to the audiobook style format for the series. The Secrets Beneath is narrated by me, hi, and soon I'll be posting this on Archive if you prefer to just read. Anyways, enjoy! The Secrets Beneath, Chapter 1. Song of the chapter is A Little Bit More by Cyril Hess. Adrian's perspective. Adrian's phone was going off at 9 a.m. as usual. Text messages had become his new alarm, but he didn't mind. Waking up to her text was sometimes the best part of his day, especially when he didn't get to see her. Kid, silence your phone or something. You're interrupting my dreams of cheese, Plaid groaned. Adrian sat up and reached for his phone, his eyes still a bit blurry. Even still, he could make out the sweet lock screen of the two of them. Smile 1, done. He opened his messages. From Marinette. Good morning! Did you sleep well? Oh gosh, you're probably still asleep. So sorry if I woke you up again. Adrian quickly responded. No, it's okay, I'm awake. Marinette. Oh, good. Anyways, I have a surprise for you. Look outside. Huh? He walked over to his windows, and well, sure enough, there she was. She was carrying the picnic basket they had made together, one of her many date ideas. Ever since recent events, she had made an effort to at least talk to him every day, if not see him. Adrian appreciated the effort more than she could ever know. She made eye contact with him, and her face lit up as she waved to him vigorously, pajamas and all. Adrian laughed and waved back. Smile 2, done. Come on, Plague, let's go. Pajama picnic dates had become their favorites, and while they had them often, they rarely occurred in the morning. Adrian wondered what the occasion was. Marinette pulled him into a hug the moment that he stepped into his mother's garden. Hey. Hey, Smile 3, done. I love to see you smiling. I missed it for a little while, you know. Had to. Who wouldn't miss feeling happy? Adrian felt like he was finally at a place where he was at peace with the whole situation. Even though he still missed his father dearly, both his parents actually, he had incredible people around him to support him. He had his friends, Natalie, Marinette. Things were getting better and would continue. Adrian kissed her cheek and smiled for the 4th time that day. His therapist would be pleased. What's the occasion? He asked. Can't I just randomly surprise my boyfriend with some breakfast? She laughed. I was just making sure I didn't miss some sort of anniversary, love. You of all people wouldn't, Adrian. She grabbed his hand and led him over to the picnic blanket. They sat down and she opened up the pink and green baskets. Inside were warm croissants and pastries from her family's bakery, which was nothing out of the ordinary. What surprised Adrian were the pancakes sitting inside. Then he remembered a recent conversation he had had with her, where he admitted that his father's pancakes, disgusting as they were one of his favorite memories of him. He always appreciated when his father made his breakfast for him. I made these this morning. Hopefully that's okay. I don't want to bring back any triggering memories, but you seem to have made it seem like you wanted something like that, so I just kind of went for it. You don't have to eat them. No, it's okay, actually. Thank you so much, Marinette. His 5th smile was the widest so far. Her pancakes tasted so much better than his father's, but even just the idea brought back so many good memories of eating with his father in the kitchen. As Adrian soaked in the nostalgia, Marinette cleared her throat. I, actually did have a reason for this picnic today. Adrian looked at her mid-bite with a curious look on his face. You survived a month, Adrian, Marinette said softly. Wait, really? Had it already been a month? Adrian sat down processing as Marinette talked. You've grown so much. Despite everything that has happened, you kept going. You worked hard to get better and you didn't give up. You have no idea how proud I am of you. She reached for his hand. He really had survived a month. And it definitely wasn't easy in the slightest, but he had done it. And I don't know about you, but I think this deserves to be celebrated. So she grabbed her glass of orange juice and raised it towards Adrian. A toast to Adrian for being the strongest person alive. He chuckled and raised his glass to hers. She was the reason he was still alive. And a toast to Marinette for literally being the most supportive girlfriend ever, he added. A rose tint grew on her cheeks as she drank from her glass. But seriously, thank you for everything. She looked at him with serious eyes. You don't have to thank me. I love you. I love you more. They laid there in silence as they watched the clouds. The summer sun warmed their faces. Adrian looked over at the beautiful, amazing person next to him, fast asleep, probably from waking up early to surprise him. Despite all the bad luck life had given him, he was the luckiest person in the world to have her. You don't deserve her. His stomach twisted. As much as he had improved, nothing could rid him of the intrusive thoughts. Nothing could rid him of the uneasy feeling deep in his stomach. And nothing could rid him of the anxious thoughts that kept him up until 3 a.m. The most recent being, you don't know the full story, Adrian. He still wasn't sure where that one had come from. While others seemed to come from a place of recovering, this was etched in his brain, like someone had wrote it there and threw away the eraser. It wasn't his own. It was so confusing, too. He felt like he knew the whole story. What he had been missing, Ladybug told him, right? He tried to remember everything the day he found out. He had slept for hours in the bright white room as Ladybug and his father fought Monarch. If only he knew. He pushed that thought aside. Natalie had gently woken him. He remembered the tears in her eyes as she spoke. Adrian, I'm so sorry. Your father he's gone, Adrian. She sat with him as he cried for what seemed like hours into her shoulder. He felt so much guilt for being so angry with his father when he was probably just trying to protect him. After a little while, Natalie sat up and looked into his eyes. Ladybug is here to explain what happened. I'm not entirely aware, but I felt like I should be the person to tell you. Before we go see her, just know that I will always be there for you, Adrian. She definitely had. Natalie had been the one that set him up with a therapist, and she was there at hours Marinette couldn't be. She had been like his second mom. Adrian remembered how he tried to compose himself as they walked outside to go talk to Ladybug. He remembered how anxious she looked as she paced back and forth on the sidewalk, and how she immediately wrapped him in a hug when she saw him. I'm so sorry, Adrian. I tried to stop him. She composed herself and looked into his red puffy face with a grieving stare. He gave his life so I could defeat Monarch. He was a hero. And though she hid it well, her face twitched on the word hero. Adrian had always wondered why. Ladybug had failed to mention why his father had to die to defeat Monarch. In retrospect, it made 0 sense. So, he supposed he didn't know everything. He did know he could never live up to his father's legacy. The rose bushes by them rustled. Adrian whipped his head towards the sound, startled. What was that? Just as Adrian concluded it was probably nothing and that his trained cat noir reflexes were just kicking in, he heard it again. He peered closely at his mother's pink rose bushes. A soft whisper that only people who carefully listened could hear came from them. Everything you know is a lie. Thank you all so much for listening. The next chapter should hopefully be out by the end of this week. If you liked this, make sure to subscribe and like down below. Again, thanks so much, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!